Namaste, everyone. I'd like to tap into a deeply important historical and theological insight. The Mazdakite movement, often portrayed as a heretical offshoot of Zoroastrianism, was much closer to Jewish Gnosticism and dualist traditions than to anything Zarathustra ever taught. While the official Zoroastrian clergy accused Mazdak of heresy, his teachings had significant ideological overlap with movements like Manichaeism and even certain strains of Enochian and Essene Judaism, especially in their radical dualism, their communalism and critique of wealth and clergy, and in their cosmic liberation theology, the idea that human acts could release divine sparks from the material world, like in later Kabbalah or earlier Gnosticism. Mazdakism's ethics, opposing private property, polygamy, and centralized religious power, mirror both Gnostic moral protest and proto-socialist ideas, making it more of a Gnostic political hybrid than a Zoroastrian sect. Then there's the Abrahamization of Sassanid Zoroastrianism that we have to take into consideration in all of this. The Sassanid dynasty, in trying to build a coherent imperial ideology, systematically restructured Zoroastrianism. The result was a religion that became heavily centralized with a priestly caste, the Mobeds and the Herbads, dictating doctrine and law. A religion that promoted Ahura Mazda as a more monotheistic Abrahamic-style god, overshadowing the older pantheon of the Yazatas, the divine beings. A religion that emphasized heaven and hell, the final judgment, and the resurrection of the body, all of which were foreign to the early Vedic Indo-Iranian religion, but mirrored Abrahamic eschatology. A religion that developed a scripture canon, the Avesta, akin to the Torah or the Bible, or the Quran, even though it was late and reconstructed. This Abrahamization was partly strategic. It made Zoroastrianism appear compatible or competitive with Judaism and Christianity, both of which were gaining traction within the empire, especially in Mesopotamia, while official Zoroastrianism moved toward structured orthodoxy and state power. Groups like the Mazdakites, the Manichaeans, and even the Zoroastrians, who believed in time as the ultimate deity, represented resistance currents. These movements blended Zoroastrian mythos with Gnostic cosmology, drew on Jewish apocalypticism, especially the idea of an oppressive material world ruled by an evil demiurge, and often spread underground like secret knowledge traditions or mystery cults. Their suppression by Sassanid kings, notably Gavad I and later Khosrow I, marks a moment when imperial theology violently suppressed non-Abrahamic or subversive interpretations of the Zoroastrian current. What we call Zoroastrianism is in many ways a Sassanid state invention filtered through Abrahamic logic and shaped by centuries of scriptural loss and later redaction. The movements that preserved a more Gnostic or mystical orientation, like the Mazdakites and the Manichaeans, were violently repressed, erased, or absorbed into later traditions. In short, Zarathustra may have started a pagan philosophical movement, but by the time it became a state religion, it was remodeled into a Near Eastern monotheism, not unlike Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. Go tell the denizens of Tehrangelis, who vehemently despise everything Islamic and who shill Zionism, that. And this is where I end my dissertation. Thank you for watching.